great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion. Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. Today is Friday, the 11th of July, and this is episode 768 of the Immigration Answer Show. It says up there 786, but that is wrong. I apologize for that. I am solo here today, so I'll be trying to do TikTok. I'll be trying to do YouTube, trying to do it all here from the lobby of the Spark by Hilton Hotel in Oak, someplace, Illinois, outside Chicago. I see in the TikTok that our friend Bassem got approved for his 485 today. Congratulations to Bassem and to anybody else who got an immigration benefit today. I'll be here for the next hour or so. I might go a little bit over, but not too far over. We're going to go down into the city here in a little bit. Noor's team won their game today, 4-3, and Noor had a fun couple plays. She bunted and moved a runner over, and then she had a nice sacrifice fly to the fence that drove in a run. So good day to win. It's been raining up here, so some games got canceled. How's everybody doing? What's going on in your neck of the woods? How was your week? Are you excited about the weekend? Everybody, let me know in the comments what you're going to do this weekend for fun. I have moved 4 people in from the green room into the waiting room. I have Unique, Claudia, ABC, Roger, and Nat. Nat, you're going to have to turn off your camera. Let's go ahead and get started by talking to Claudia. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can. How you doing?
Hello?
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So I just have one question about it. It's regards my husband.
Go for it.
And I fired I-130 was approved, and I did submit documents through NVC.
Okay.
After sending documents, we received an email saying that so what I'm trying to figure out is about the income. My income was enough, and they actually accepted, but we got an email saying we might need a co-sponsor, so we have no idea why we got that email. Do you have an idea?
When you say your income is enough, how much income did you report on your taxes in 2022, 2023, and 2024?
So 2022 it was enough. 2023 wasn't because I got pregnant, so it was below the income limit, but my 2024 it was enough.
Yeah, you have to have all 3, and if it's close, they're going to say you need a co-sponsor. If you miss a year, they're going to say you need a co-sponsor. So if you missed out on 2023, then you need a co-sponsor.
Okay, that could be why. Okay, that was my question.
Thanks, Claudia. Have a good day. All right. That was easy. Our first question. Oh, a couple people are asking how to get a hold of us. So let me go ahead and put that in the comments. So again, my name is Jim Hacking, immigration attorney practicing law throughout the United States, out of our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. Our phone number is 314-961-8200, and our email is info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. That's how you can get a hold of us. Let's go to ABC. Hello.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Good, sir. And you?
Great, thanks.
I have a question, sir. I applied single I-130 back in 2022 for my wife and son. I became citizen on May this year, and I started filling his application. Let's say I filled on April of this year, and then my son has to wait another 18 months to get approved for I-130, and plus 5 or 6 months for NVC process. At the meantime, either any way I can expedite, saying that he waited on the single I-130 with his mother, or can I apply B1, tourist visa for him? What are the chances?
Oh,
What
we'd have
should I do?
so your wife, you mean your wife's case is sort of all done, but your son's you just filed. Is that the deal?
Yes, sir. My wife's interview is next month.
Yeah, you can try to expedite it, but they won't expedite it. I don't think filing for a visit visa will work because you've demonstrated immigrant intent for him. You filed an I-130 petition for him. So I think your best bet is just to have her go to the interview and tell them what the situation is, and then
Right.
I think you want her case to go a little slower, and then his case is just going to take its way through the system. So you can ask them to expedite it, but I don't think they will.
All right. So, it's better to wait then at the moment.
I'm not saying it's better to wait. I'm saying you don't have a choice but to wait, is what I'm saying.
Right. Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Good luck, my friend. All right. Let's go to Roger, and then we'll go to Nat. Hello, Roger.
Hey, Jim. How are you?
Well, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Again, thank you for the show, as always. Been watching you since forever.
Yep. What's up?
Just talking about that one couple again, my friends Sam and Ben.
It better not be about the same shit we already talked about.
It's similar, but they had another question, and they just wanted your
So what's the
recommendations,
question?
if that's okay.
So what's the question?
So, as you know, they're going through therapy during this I-751 thing.
Yep.
If they go to the interview together, should they take therapy, the therapist's comments? Like if the therapist writes a letter, should they take it, even if everything is okay?
Well, I would bring it, but I mean, haven't they lived apart?
No, they're living together. So they're working through it, but they don't know if USCIS will ask questions like, hey, have you guys had issues? What sort of issues? And should they present the therapy letters?
I would bring them with you, and then if you need them, you use them.
And if they don't need them, they keep it to themselves?
That's true of all evidence that you bring to an interview. Yep.
Okay. And Ben has is a little criminal background. He had a dismissed case, so he's wondering if he could hire you to get someone from hacking immigration law to come to the interview in person.
Sure.
He doesn't know if he should bring someone or not. What do you think?
What was the criminal thing for?
It was some sort of stalking charge, but it was dismissed. It was dismissed and sealed. He disclosed it for the I-485, and it got approved. And he disclosed it again for the 751. But he's not sure if he should bring an attorney to the interview. What do you think?
I always think everybody should have an attorney at the interview. Are they doing citizenship too, or is it just 751?
751 only. That's what you suggested.
Okay. I think at least talking to the firm about having an attorney go with them is a good idea, and I think meeting with both the Ben and his wife is also a good idea, just to see where everybody is.
What would the charge be like for sending someone from your team for the interview?
What, you don't have to say what state, but what city would it be in? I mean, you don't have to say what city. What state would it be in?
I'd prefer not to say that.
Okay, well, is it far from St. Louis? Is it far from St. Louis or close to St. Louis?
It's on the East Coast.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, we can talk about it and just get the process started. Reach out to the firm and we'll go from there. You know, you can tell them where it is and when it is. There a notice?
There is not an interview notice. They just filed about 2 months ago or 3 months ago for the 751.
Oh, well, they might not have an interview for a year and a half, so it's too early for that. I mean, interviews are 2 years later.
Okay, so they should reach out to you in the future then once they get the interview notice, if they do get it.
That's what I would say. Yeah.
And given that there is criminal activity involved, even though it's dismissed, you think there's going to be an interview for sure. Is that correct?
I mean, well, I think everybody's getting an interview now.
Okay.
Criminal or not. Thanks, Roger.
Okay.
See you, buddy.
Thanks, man. Bye.
All right, let's see what TikTok has to say. Can I call you for a consultation? Yeah, I told you about that. 314-961-8200. I got disapproved in my H-2B interview. That's interesting. I wonder why. How long for advanced parole to get approved? I have DACA. 6 to 8 months. Bossam's in a good mood. Bossam got his green card approved today. How about that? Friend and misrepresentations waived. New I-45 approved. Will citizenship be a problem? It could be. Depends on what the crime was for and all that stuff. All right. We're going to go to Luxurious, then America, but America needs to turn off their camera. Luxurious, hello.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. Actually, I have a question for my cousin. He's originally from India, and he came to the US on B1 visa in 2017 and applied for asylum. And his asylum was pending for several years, but he withdrew the application before leaving the US voluntarily in 2023. And now he holds Australian passport. So I have a question, like, would he be subject to the 10-year bar, or he's eligible for a US visa now?
Wait, so what happened? He came on a visit and he applied for asylum and then he just left?
Yeah, like after
Why?
spending 5 years,
Why did he leave?
because like he was engaged to his fiance and she lives in Australia, so that's why he moved to Australia. And
Did he?
he withdrew the case.
And then the question is, do I think he's going to get a visit visa to the United States? Is that the
Yeah.
question?
Yes.
No way in hell.
Okay. So what about if he goes for ESTA?
No ESTA, no visa, no nothing. They're not letting him back in the United States. He didn't leave on time last time.
Okay. So it doesn't matter he withdrew his pending case.
No, it doesn't
he
matter. He
left
didn't do
what?
what he was supposed to. He didn't do what he was supposed to. From their point of view, he's supposed to come on a visit and then leave, and he didn't do that. He applied for asylum. What country did he seek asylum from?
From Bangladesh?
Did he go back there?
No, he did not.
Okay. Yeah, no. So once you come on a visit visa and don't leave on time, no matter what you do, if you try to get a visit visa at some point down the road, they're not going to give it to you.
Okay, got it. Alrighty, that's all actually. Thanks so much.
It's just off. Yep. See ya. All right, we're going to go to America, then Nat, then hi from Miami. America, hello.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I have a concern. My husband lives abroad and I live here in the United States. We already had our interview back in June, and everything was going well. So the first part of the interview, it seemed like the officer just had already pre-opinion on us, and when we
Sure.
got there, he seemed like he was reluctant, asking questions like not consistent, but we finally told him the answers to the question, and then all of a sudden he says, "No, I'm going to send you to the fraud department." We went to the fraud department.
Can we back up? Can we back up?
Sure.
So you're a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Naturalized or born in the United States?
Born in the United States.
And how did you meet this person overseas?
I went to see my niece, who's my sister's daughter, and I went over there to do a birthday party for her. I went for, Thanksgiving, and I stood there till December, and I met him at her party.
Which country?
Dominican Republic.
And what year was that you met him?
2022, December 2022.
Okay, and then did you get married?
Yes, we got married October. That was 2021. We got married October 2022.
Okay, and then you filed the I-130?
I filed the I-130 in January
Of 23, and then it got approved. And then when was his interview? When was the interview at the consulate in Santo Domingo?
June 2025, this year, a month ago.
Okay. Any idea why they think there's fraud?
He was in a previous relationship. He was in a relationship when I met him, um, a girl got pregnant, and the baby is like a month off our anniversary. And I did explain to them, that I was not in a relationship yet with him.
Wait,
So
wait,
it's
hold on,
not.
hold on, hold on. How did you explain anything to them? Were you at the interview?
Yes,
Why?
because it's stated as preferably.
No, you're saying the paperwork said for you to come.
It didn't say for me to come, but it stated that it's preferably that I do go.
No. Okay, that was a bad idea. Did they separate you?
Yes, they did. They did a Stoke interview on us.
Okay, so let's back up. So, um, one question I have is: so your husband is a citizen of the Dominican Republic.
Yes.
Prior to you filing the I-130 petition for him, had he ever in his life applied for any kind of visa to come to the United States before your case?
No. And that's one thing I was confused about, because when we went to the interview, they said that he applied something in 2021, but he said he's never done that.
So he did.
He said he's never done a application to come here.
So, but I bet he did. Does he have a common name or a rare name?
Over there is rare.
Yeah, I would say they don't usually make that mistake. Usually, when they confront someone with a prior visa application, I suspect that what happened is that he submitted a visa application back in 2021 or whenever it was, and he said that he was married. And then they got your I-130, and it said that you were his only spouse ever, right? So
Yes.
that's probably where the fraud's coming from. But tell me about the timeline of this baby being born. When in relation to you meeting your husband did this kid get conceived?
About the same month I met him.
So the same month you met him, he sort of got somebody else pregnant, and then was he like there when the baby was born? Does he have a relationship with the baby's mother?
No, he doesn't have a relationship with the baby's mother. She was in a relationship when that happened. The baby was born in September and we got married in October. And I know who the mother is.
And your husband's name is on the birth certificate?
Yes.
How does the embassy know about this kid?
I put it on the application.
Mm.
I
Okay.
just put everything true.
Sure. No, that's good. You're supposed to. That's exactly right. But they think he's a scammer. They think
Oh,
he's
really?
playing you for, yeah. They think he's playing you for a green card. That he's a liar. That he made a prior visa application. Probably said he was married. Um, and then you show up, and well, tell me about the Stokes interview. Who went first, and how did it go with you? Like what did they focus on?
He went first. And then about it was lengthy. It was like about hour later they called me, and then we were both in the room. And then she was just explaining to me as to why we were there. And then she asked them to wait outside, and then she asked me questions regarding if I know who the baby mother is, do I know where she lives. um she asked me, how does he support himself, does he live with his mom, does who lives with his mom, and I answer all those questions. um Next thing you know, it just went on for an hour. She said I have a 12-year-old daughter. She said that, that she does this every day, that is high fraud in Dominican Republic. And she said, I don't know if you know that. And I said, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
And she said, but at this time, I mean, we will continue the application. She said, she had to ask him several questions, but she said he seemed kind of dry, and I replied to her, I mean, I'm kind of dry too, because I don't understand why I'm here either.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's kind of like making me wonder, And she said, well, I do see there's a bona fide marriage. She said with the pictures and his answers and your answers, they they make sense. She says she doesn't see any other question that the original officer may have because she asked all the questions that she needed. And then she
Who's,
says
who's,
that we
who's
can
the,
continue
who's the original officer? What does that mean?
the first interview before they send us to the Stoke interview.
Oh, he had an interview by himself, or you both had an interview by yourselves?
We were both on the window in the interview. It was a male. And then before we even got to the window, he was shaking his head. So then he asked all the questions. I answered honestly. And then he says, I don't know with the timeline with the son, his son, the child, and our
Mhm.
marriage years, you know what I mean? So then that's when
Right.
they sent us to the Stoke interview. And the Stoke interview, they were just asking more questions. The only thing is I can think of, he did live in Chile. He did stay in Chile for 4 or 6 months, but we couldn't get a background check for that country because he needed some. He doesn't live there anymore. It's been over 2 years.
But that doesn't sound like what she was hung up on. It sounds like she was more hung up with him having a child while with you.
No, we weren't together. I mean,
Mhm.
we were together when I met him. He was single. So and
I
then
understand.
so
I
and
got it.
then I finally consulted. I waited to have a relationship with him, and then 6 months later we got married.
When you and he compared notes about how it went when you were separated, did the answers mostly match? Did the answers match differently? What?
The second officer in the Stoker interview, she said it makes sense. That's why she said that it makes sense of my answers with his answer. She says it makes sense. But then she says you could go back to the window and wait for the first officer to come back up, and I did. And the first officer said, well, it could be that we're gonna have to do more administration process. And I don't know what that means. I don't know. He didn't tell me what he needs or what.
Right. That's what it is. That means you're going to sit on it and see if the marriage falls apart. That's what that means. So this was about a month ago.
Yes, in June.
What did your husband say about the questions regarding the prior visa application?
He thinks he wanted to come here as a tourist, because I just met him and he said that he wanted to come here as a tourist, but he said he never thought that the application was completed because he never did a DS whatever 260 or whatever. He thinks
Well,
that's what it is.
he started the
It's
process.
he started it, but he never provided documentation or submitted the information.
Did he hire somebody else to help him with it?
Yes, he did, and he didn't continue the application.
Well, there's a way to find out if the application was submitted, and that is you can do a State Department Freedom of Information Act request. It takes a while, probably 6 or 7 months to get a copy of, but they can, if the DS 160 was submitted or even started and it was from 3 years or less ago, I think that you could track it down and see. But I bet, based on my experience talking to people in situations like your husband, they oftentimes go to this form filler or someone near the embassy who helps people get visit visas in the United States. And 9 times out of 10, they lie and say that the person is married because they know that if they say that they're married, that it's more likely that they'll come back to the Dominican Republic, right? So
Yeah,
then,
I think it's
then
what
he's
you
stuck with,
said.
yeah, then he's stuck with having made a representation to the government that he was married to someone, and of course it wasn't you. And of course that person wasn't disclosed on your I-130, right?
Hmm.
So where are you, like, where have you lost like any trust in your husband? Like, are you worried about the whole overall thing? I think I'm a little worried for you.
I am concerned. I don't know. I mean, I am concerned now because everything was going well. I provided all the documentation that was requested of me. And even the first officer asked me, if I have my old passport with my with my previous married name. And I said, that's not a document that you asked me to bring. So I
Wait, so
didn't
you were
bring
married
that.
before? You were married before?
Yes.
To a U.S. citizen?
No, it was a person abroad as well that bought him as
Did
a
you?
fiance visa. We were married for 10 years.
Oh, wait a minute. Time out. So you just threw me a curveball. So this is not your first time through the system.
No, it's not. I was pregnant with my second marriage. This is my third marriage. My first marriage, I was married to a U.S. citizen since I was 18.
Okay.
And then
But
we
did you
got
say,
divorced 17 years later.
okay. And then was there another immigration case before this one?
Yes, and we were married for 10 years.
Okay,
And we
wait.
had
So
a
walk me.
child together.
Okay. So walk me through that. So was that a fiance case or a spouse case?
A fiance.
And that got what consulate?
Um it was in Santo Domingo, and the thing is that he came here, we got married here in the United
Sure.
States.
So sure. So this is your second time, you yourself, America, second time through the embassy in Santo Domingo. So in other words, if they have a file on you from before, they have two
Mhm.
files for you and now two files for him. Right?
No, it's a different person. I got married. This is
I know.
a third. Yeah.
I'm saying this is your second time through that embassy sponsoring a human being to come to the United States. One is a fiance, one is a spouse, right?
Yes.
And it's his second time applying for some kind of visa because he had that visit visa or whatever it was in 2021, and then this case now that's in administrative processing from last year, right?
Yeah. No, it's a minister. It's in a minute. It's two different
From last
people.
month. Last month. No, I know it's different people, but
Oh, okay. Okay.
what I'm saying is you've had two cases there, he's had two cases there, and I suspect that his first case involved some kind of false claim to being married to a U.S. citizen. So in their mind, it's just you and him having all these marriages and people trying to get benefits based on these marriages. So it makes sense to me that they put it on administrative processing.
Yeah. Well, he's never been married before.
But I think he told them that he was. And they know you were. And they know you already sponsored a human being to get a visa. And did that person become a citizen?
No, he's still here in residency.
Okay. So just the fact that you have sponsored a prior spouse for a green card makes them more suspicious of his case, of your current husband's case. Then you have
Okay.
his funny business with the visit visa, and you have a whole other problem. So
Okay.
if you're asking me, Jim, what do you think the chances are of my husband actually getting a visa to the United States based on these facts? I would say very, very low. I would also say I suspect that either he wasn't truthful with them when he applied for his visit visa, or he's not being truthful with you about the whole thing with the baby. And I think that because he's not being truthful, that's going to make it hard for any attorney or you to fix this. So in other words, what we really need is a full accounting of everything that happened, a full honest story of everything that had, like, if you let me at him or my wife Amani at him, she would cross-examine him and get the truth out of him, or she wouldn't. But the only way this is going to be able to move forward is if we call it our office, not a come to Jesus talk, a come to Allah talk, a come to Jesus talk, a come to Allah talk, a talk where he's fully honest about everything, because that's the only way we're going to be able to fix it, because probably he's going to need a waiver. We're going to have to show hardship for you if he isn't allowed to come to the United States, but they're not even going to give us the opportunity to ask for a waiver unless we're all completely honest with everything. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So I think there's some underlying truth that we haven't gotten to yet, and I don't think it's within your knowledge.
Okay.
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 So yeah, so if you want us to get involved, if you want our help, call the office and say, "This is America. I was on the show at about the 20-minute mark on Friday," and then we'll see if we can. I mean, only call if he's going to be willing to, tell the truth and everything.
Okay. All
And you
right.
can show them this. You can show them this video if you want.
Okay.
Thanks for the call.
Thank you.
Bye, America. Tough case, eh? Is refugee travel document required to travel abroad with an asylum green card, or can I use my passport with green card? You should not use, if you got asylum, you shouldn't use your old passport. You're a very helpful person. You inform our community so well. Thank you for being helpful. Pineda Lemus, thank you. I appreciate that. Is it possible for an F1 student visa holder to marry someone in an asylum proceedings process? Well, sure, they can get married. Whether they get a benefit or not, I don't know. It's going to depend on whether they're in removal, and there's a lot of moving parts. So we'll see. Nat is next. Hello, Nat.
Hello, Jim. How are you?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good. So I have a quick question. I got my 10-year green card this January with my
Okay.
American wife, and
Sure.
we decided to put our house, on the market. I guess we wanted to move to a new location, and the house we were trying to move to didn't go through, so we had to like find a temporary place to stay. And I was wondering, do I have to send a change of address to the immigration people?
Sure. Yeah. Once you move within 10 days, you're supposed to tell them. I mean, do you have a new address lined up after that, or no?
No, right now we don't, because we are still looking for a new place. So the only one I use is my work address, like for the post office. I went onto the post office website just to use that for them to forward everything to my job.
I mean, none of it really matters because you have your green card, so it's not like you have an active case and they're going to come looking for you. But I would say I'm not a fan of using work addresses or anything else that just confuses people. So just wherever you're staying, that should be the address that you use.
Because right now we are just at a hotel for now, so that's the reason why.
So I would just leave that alone, and then once you move, once
Uh-huh.
you have your place, do it right away.
Okay, sir. Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Nick. Everybody in the comments over on TikTok keeps asking for our phone number. So it's 314-961-8200, 314-961-8200. That was our friend Nat. Let's go to Hi from Miami. Hello.
Hi, Jim. How are you? Thank you for all your help. I had called
Great.
in a few months ago about my cousin. She's a naturalized citizen, and she married somebody from Peru, and they got married in the U.S. because he's got a visitor visa, and then he's gone back to his country. They filed
Okay.
like in November the I-130, and they actually decided to do the consul process because they're getting married religiously in September in Peru. So they thought at least 10 months that the consul process in Peru would progress. But right now it's still saying like 13 months. So they're thinking, well, they don't know, but if he comes to visit and they decide to do an adjustment of status after he's been here for a few months, we're just wondering, would the I-130 date count from the initial time, or would it count from the new adjustment of status?
Well, that's a hard thing to say because if that all happened, the 45 does have to process itself. So I would say it's sort of in between. Does that make sense? So I would say that it'll probably go relatively quickly, but it'll also have to understand that they've been pointing the whole case towards Lima for as long as it's been on file. When you file the 45 with the I-130 notice, they sort of figure that out pretty quickly. So I would probably think 6-8 months for an interview.
Okay. And then do you know in terms of a work permit, how long that's taking once they file the adjustment of status?
I wouldn't spend too much time worrying about any of this stuff till the person's actually here and applying. But right now, a lot of people are getting their green cards before they get their work cards just because work cards are taking slowly and green cards are going quickly, but somewhere between 2 and 6 months.
Oh, okay. No, thank you.
Okay. Have a good day. All right. All right, I'm going to let some more people in from the green room. Somebody just bounced out. Let's see. We'll let Salmon, Kingdom, and Cyrus. All right. Let's go to Sam. Hello, Sam.
Hey, how are you, Mr. Jim?
I'm good, buddy. How you doing, Sam?
Yeah, good. I'm very happy that I have a chance to talk with you.
Awesome.
So my story, I came here moved to America 2021. I was a tourist visa, a regular one. Then I start like I make extension. Then I try to get like student visa. I start all this in Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania. Then I moved to Massachusetts and I meet my wife. At 2022, I already married my wife. But like, what's the story about this marriage? This marriage here in Massachusetts, it's supposed to be 90 days separation for her last divorce. Uh, I apply for a city hall, a clerk. She get all the paper from me, my passport, her
Wait, you
divorce
applied for
paper.
what? Wait, what was that last part? Who'd you give that stuff to?
I go to city hall here in Massachusetts
City Hall. Okay.
to get the approval for the marriage first. So they collect all the data, the passport, my paper, my wife paper too, and divorce paper from her side. It was for me my first marriage. For my wife, it was like fourth marriage. Uh,
Fourth.
yeah, yeah.
Is there an age gap?
And what?
An age gap?
Yeah.
How much?
It's like me. I'm like 33. My wife is like 41.
Oh, that's not bad. Wait, so I want to back up a little bit.
Yeah.
Why didn't you leave on time? Why did you ask for an extension? Well, what was the purpose of your visit in the first place?
It was like a regular tourist visa.
I know, but why did you want to come to the United States?
I came. I came as a tourist at the beginning. Then, like, I kind of have like a opportunity to start a business. I do some stuff, and I have opportunity to study too. Then I decide to just like I make extension. After I make extension, I meet my wife. I move to Massachusetts.
I heard I heard your story, but you're not answering my questions. Sam,
Yeah.
I asked you,
Yeah.
why did you come to the United States? And you said, I wanted to do tourism. That's a bullshit answer. Why did you want to come to the United States? What specifically did you want to do?
Honestly, it's like was a big opportunity to be to living here.
Okay. So let's back up. What country are you from?
I'm from Egypt.
Yep, I figured. My wife's from Egypt. So when did you come on your visit visa?
I came like 2021, like September.
Okay, so September 2021. So in the summer of 2021, you're sitting around in Egypt and you're trying to figure out what am I going to do? And you say, I want to go to America, right? And so then you file a DS-160 and you said, I want to come visit the United States for a visit, right?
Yes, but like it wasn't in Egypt actually. I was like
Okay.
I be like oil and gas engineer in Gulf area. I applied for my tourist visa from Oman, from Gulf, because I was trapped in COVID there in the desert. Yeah.
Okay, so you're in Oman and you say, I want to go visit the United States, right? And you fill out a DS-160, right?
Yes.
And when you talk to the officer at the consulate, they say, hey, Sam, what do you want to do in the United States? And this is the question you haven't answered for me. What did you tell them was the reason that you wanted to visit the United States? And you can't just say tourism. Where'd you tell them you were going to go? What'd you tell them you were going to do?
My answer in DS-160, it was just like talking about tourist and stuff, like visiting Florida and seeing this old stuff about America.
Okay, so Florida, where else did you want to go visit?
This is what I write actually, Florida and discovering the Christmas time in America.
So when you came to the United States, did you go to Florida?
Yeah, actually, me and my wife go to Florida, California. We visit like around 7 to like 10 states.
Okay, so that brings up another question. So I'm just following the things that you say and the way that you're answering your questions. Okay, I'm pretending I'm being a little hard on you because I'm pretending that I'm an immigration officer listening to the things that you're saying.
Yeah.
So you just made a big mistake in the way you answered me. I asked you, where did you go and did you go to Florida? And you said, yeah, me and my wife went to Florida. So you've just told me that as soon as you got to America, you were with your wife.
I meet her like a year after I came to America.
Okay, but the way you answered it, it sounded like she picked you up at the airport.
No,
You
that's
said,
not.
I said, what did you do? I said, what did you do when you got here? And you said, me and my wife went to Florida. So
Oh, yeah.
then I'll be even more specific. During the first 6 months when you were first on your visit visa, did you go to Florida?
No.
So you didn't do what you told him you were coming to do,
Yes.
right? Told him
Yes.
I'm going to Florida. You did something else. So you didn't go to Florida. Where did you go when you came to the United States?
I came to Pennsylvania.
Why did you go to Pennsylvania?
I have friends there. That's like how I start.
Friends with a work opportunity, right?
Yes.
So how long after you landed in the United States did you start working in the United States?
Like I start working actually like 3 weeks after I came to America.
Fuck, dude. That's terrible.
Yeah.
You said you were coming on a visit visa. Instead, you started working 3 weeks after you landed. That's bad. That's
Yeah.
called immigration fraud. That's called misrepresentation. That's called I lied to you to get my visit visa and said I was going to Florida, but I didn't go to Florida. I went to Pennsylvania, hung out for a few weeks with my friends, and then I started working.
This is what actually happened here.
So then tell me about the extension. You filed an extension to say, I want to extend my visa here because I still want to see parts of America. But really, it was so you could keep working with your friends in Pennsylvania. Am I right?
Yeah, but I add like I'm starting to part of my extension because I'm starting like a student visa, and actually I apply for this and I get the I-20 and I go for this process till like as I told you, I met my wife and everything changed.
Right. You're just playing out the string so that you can stay in the United States as long as possible. So a school issued you an I-20, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever attend classes at that university?
No, I didn't. I didn't even start and get the student visa. I just apply, but like while this process, I moved to Massachusetts, and I met my wife, and we switched the plan.
Why did you move to Massachusetts?
I start actually my own business there. Honestly,
this is all illegal. Everything you've done since you landed in America is illegal.
Yeah.
You're completely breaking all the rules.
But like I didn't do something wrong actually, but like,
yes, you
maybe
did. What did you not? You didn't do anything right. What did you? You said you didn't do anything wrong. Are you kidding me? You did everything wrong. You lied about why you were coming to the United States. You didn't do what you were supposed to do. You didn't leave on time. You went to work 3 weeks after arrival.
Yes.
They're going to crucify you. When you go to your interview, they are going to do what I just did to you, but it's going to be under oath, and they're going to come after you. Now let's talk about the marriage. How did you meet this person?
We meet in like dating app. This is how it started.
Okay.
Then just like in 2022, we, as I told you, we go directly. We just like we have like kind of relationship, and then start to get married. When we get married, this is a real mistake happened. Here in, as I told you, and in Massachusetts, it's supposed to be 90 days. I don't know about this, and like we apply all the paper.
Just to be clear, when you met this person, they were still legally married to somebody else, right?
This is the mistake. It's divorced, but like we didn't buzz the 90 days.
Hold on, time out. Answer my question, okay?
Yeah.
When you met this person, under the law, they were still legally married to their prior spouse, right?
No.
Their divorce was final?
Yes, but like the date, I don't know about all the law. They already separated like 4 years ago, and there is like kind of case between them. The annulment final letter, it was like before our marriage, like 85 days. It's supposed to be like 90 days. This is what we miss, and the city clerk miss. She gave us permission to get married before like we apply all the paper to get the approval first, and she already gives us the approval. So we thought like we are fine to go to marriage. So we did our marriage. We get our certificate, and we go up later a year like 2023. We apply for the I-30 case. We get denial dependencies like the marriage. The officer say it's like it's voided. It's not supposed to be happen from beginning
But your
because this.
marriage wasn't valid because you got married too quickly after the annulment.
Yes, and even I was making this case was like from Boston here, a lawyer. She never told us about this, and the clerk never told about this. So we got like a wholly
Yeah,
bad
but
like
you have other problems. You have many other problems. Do you
yeah.
know why? Because on your I-45, it asks you, did you ever work in the United States without authorization? What was your answer on your I-45?
I say about what happened honestly. Like I already was in after I get like this. I already have like work permit, so I make legally my
No.
yeah.
The question on the I-45 is, have you ever worked in the United States without authorization? The fact that you got a work permit through your wife's marriage long
Yeah.
after you were working in Pennsylvania 3 weeks after you arrived does not cure that problem.
Yeah, but
So
like
now,
I didn't lie about
on your
like
on your I-45, it says, have you ever worked without authorization? Did you mark yes or did you mark no?
yes, yeah. I mentioned that I work like in as a previous like in regular like under table cash and this stuff.
So you told him that. That's good.
Yeah, I didn't lie about anything, and even like once I get like my social my social number, I make my legally company name, and I open my business. I pay my taxes. I do everything legally. I didn't do anything wrong.
That's long after you did everything else wrong.
Yeah, once I have a chance.
Okay, Sam, you're very
I,
stubborn. You're very, very stubborn. What is your question for me?
yeah, so this was the first case. Like it's getting like bullshit from my lawyer and the city clerk. It wasn't my fault in this. So then we like I hired another lawyer. He gave me advice to remarried again and forget about the first marriage. Consider
Yep.
it's never done. I
Yep.
make this. I get a new marriage from my wife for second time. I apply for another case. I finally get in 2020 in 2024. I get interview. The interview was like we was separated, everyone alone. She asked a lot of questions, and finally she
Did you
told us
have a lawyer? Did you have a lawyer with you?
no. This was my mistake. Yeah, because
Yeah.
my lawyer
Okay.
wasn't, she after she asking a lot of questions. She asked me directly about the situation about the marriage. Why you married your wife 2 times? This is like this something
Oh,
wrong.
that's not a big. That's not a big deal. That's the least of my concerns. Getting remarried, that was actually a good advice. That's not the problem. So what happened to that case? Sam? Oh man, we lost Sam. Where'd he go? Was it me? Are you guys still there? No. I think we lost Sam. That was something. Poor Sam. I think he's in big trouble. Let's go to Kingdom. Hello. Kingdom, are you there? I don't know. Can you guys hear me? You guys are still here? Yeah, probably got a phone call. Let's see if we can get Sam. Are you there? We can wait a second. I can do some TikTok. I have a green card, 9.5 years. Most of the time I'm out of the USA. Will I get in trouble to renew the green card? Yeah, they could give you a hard time. I'm a conditional green card. I have a traffic citation. I'm going abroad next week. Is it safe? I'd prefer that you not At least travel with your spouse. Oh, Sam's gone. Let me see if Sam came back in the green room. Let's take a look. People. Sam. No, Sam. All right. We'll go to Rick. Hello, Rick. Hi, Rick.
Oh,
Hi. Rick, go ahead. All right. Going back to Sam's case. Obviously, I think you guys all heard a lot of the problems with that case. He seemed very desperate to stay in the United States. I don't think you come to the United States on a visit visa, don't visit where you're supposed to, and then start working and then start a business. It just screams of desperation. Screams of desperation. So I'm going to go to Cyrus and then Mike. Cyrus, hello.
yeah.
Cyrus.
Hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think you were taking my call. Try to make it brief. Me and my wife have a 485 that's open for almost 5 years now. It was denied once because of a USCIS mistake. We had to appeal to reopen it. And we're coming up on, I think it's 2 years now in October that we've been waiting. And there's no status update on our online profile. We've reached out to USCIS a number of times for an update, and they keep telling us, wait 6 months, there's nothing. Then we call back, wait 2 months, there's nothing. Wait 30 days, there's nothing. Wait 2 weeks. So I'm curious, at what point should we consider reapplying or maybe filing, I don't want to say a lawsuit, but to force them to come to some kind of a decision?
That is a lawsuit, but tell me about this mistake that they made that you had to appeal over.
So they requested evidence of vaccinations. We sent in the first one, but because the case took so long, I guess they had expired. So they requested her to do the second vaccinations, to send them again. We sent them, and then they just said that we never sent them. So we had to get the receipt from the Postal Service showing that it was left with somebody at the location, at the correct address, by the deadline. And it was 20 days before the deadline.
Okay. So when did you originally file the I-130 and the 485?
I believe it was October of 2020.
And she still doesn't have her green card?
Yes. Yeah, correct.
The I-130's been approved?
Yes.
Did you have an interview on the I-130?
No. Never had an
If you had an interview on, sure. If you had an interview on the 485, do you know which field office it would be?
It's Sacramento.
Okay. So you should sue the field office in Sacramento. If we do that lawsuit for you, you'll have a decision on the 485 within 75, 90 days. Everything else is a waste of time. It's the only thing that's going to work.
Okay, so then it's not worth it to try to drop the case and reapply.
Oh no, I wouldn't do that. I would sue them.
Okay. All right.
You've waited this long. You don't want to go to the end of the line. Yeah. So if you want our help, Cyrus, just send an email and say, I was on the show with Jim. My wife's freaking green card's been on hold for 5 freaking years. Can you please help us sue them? We do it all the time. I know it sounds scary, like you and your wife are gonna have to go into court. It's not scary at all. It's just It's just a way to get. You're right. I could tell by the way you framed it. It's just a way to get their attention. We've sued them over 2,000 times. So we sue them. We send them a copy. They go, hey, who has Cyrus's wife's case? Oh, that's Terwilliger down the hall. Hey, Terwilliger, where's Cyrus's wife's case? Oh, shit, I forgot all about that. That's the one that went up on appeal. Let me pull it down and take a look. And then they'll either ask her for a medical again, I hope not, schedule her for an interview, or just approve the case.
Okay,
and
perfect.
She won't talk to a judge. It's just a way to raise your hand and say, hey, don't forget about us.
Okay, and I had another question, and for some reason I forgot it. It's okay though. I appreciate that. That really helps kind of settle some nerves. Thank you.
Just send me an email if you need something. Thanks, Cyrus.
Thank you.
All right, Sam's back. Sam.
I really appreciate that you hold me to it back.
Yeah. So what happened?
So in the interview, the lady just told me Like I keep asking about why you married your wife 2 times, and like first marriage it's supposed to be get divorced, and a lot of question about this situation. But she told me just get annulment, and you will have happy news like after 2 days. It's been like a year and like 3 months since then. I didn't get anything. She didn't even send a request of evidence or something to my lawyer or anything. She just like when my lawyer tried to contact, she's like investigation about my wife divorce and this stuff, and nothing till now. Like it's been like 13 months or like actually 15 months till now after the interview, no update.
Which field office?
In Boston.
Boston. Okay. So you're saying that she thought that you had to get your first marriage to your current wife annulled in order for the second one to be valid, or is she talking about the annulment from the old time?
While she talking to me, she was mentioned about like the first marriage from my wife about me.
Yeah. Well, I
But
think
when
she's
she
wrong about
talked to my lawyer, she talking about all the divorce and all situation.
Okay. Well, again, also, you've been waiting a long time. I think if you want to push the issue, a lawsuit would be the best way to do it. So if you want to call our office or email us, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com, that's the best way to do it. And you can send us an email, and we can talk about trying to file a lawsuit to try to get your case finished.
And one thing more,
Yeah.
I'm in good relation with my wife. It's been like 4 years, but like honestly, we just like I have my own house, she have her own house. It's same. We're living in Massachusetts for like a big family issue. She have like all her family in her house, so she can't leave them. Me too, like here. So we're meeting in weekends in my house, but like all the case in her address in her house. This is like a big issue.
Sam, it's like you literally sat down and said, what are all the ways I can fuck up this case?
Hello.
I mean, now you're telling me that you don't even live with this person. You're barely here. ICE is going to, or immigration's going to come knock on the door, and they're going to say, "Where is Sam?" And they're going to say, she's going to say, "Oh, Sam's at his house." Are you kidding me? You've made so many bad decisions in this case. I can't believe it. No one's going to believe that you're really married. Everyone's going to believe this is just stage 3 of Sam trying to stay in the United States. First, he tried a visit visa. Then he tried a student visa. Then he married a U.S. citizen. But, oh, wow, she was already married, so she wasn't legally free to marry. And then she finally got that taken care of, but they don't even live together. It's like you have stacked if I had a stack of red flags and I have 20 kinds of red flags that we see in different kinds of cases, you have 5. You have 5. Most people get denied for 1. This is a huge, messy, stinky case.
So I think there's no hope.
I think there's very little hope. I think you're in big trouble.
So the best thing now to just make the law case and like asking them to just give me a decision, or what do you think?
Well, I think a decision's coming with a denial notice. I think if they come knock on your door, you're getting a denial notice, and then you're getting sent to deportation court.
Okay. I appreciate your time. Okay.
Thank you, Sam.
Thanks a lot.
Well, truth is that Sam was very honest, and we appreciate the honesty. But man, Sam, that has really gotten to be a messy, messy case. Should I keep going? Let me just see something. Let me change this name here real quick. Edit the name, and we will talk to Edwin. Hello, Edwin.
Hey, Edwin. Hey, sorry. Hey, Jim. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Doing great. Hey, Jim. I just got a simple question. So I'm a U.S. permanent resident. I got my green card through the DD1 lottery program like around 2 years ago. And I'm currently working as a commercial real estate appraiser trainee at a commercial real estate appraiser firm here in Pennsylvania. My question is the following. Can I, as a permanent resident, be involved in projects in which the client is going to be the state government or the federal government, or should I keep myself away from those?
You mean from an immigration standpoint?
Yeah, from immigration standpoint, because I don't want to have problem with immigration, and of course, I don't want like this also to hurt my career because I want to have jobs. But is there any
No
issue?
problem. No
Oh, so I can
problem.
work. So even if we like, I don't know, you say the White House, they call us to appraise the White House. Can I go there?
Well, Trump's made it a lot nastier, stripping up the Rose Garden and everything. But yeah. I mean, I don't have a problem with any. I mean, sometimes, Edwin, they won't give certain jobs to people that aren't citizens. But other than
Yeah, I know.
that, as long as you're always very clear that you're a lawful permanent resident, I'm cool.
Yeah. Just that my firm right now, I think I'm the first foreigner they hire. Like they have pretty no experience on that. Like they didn't even ask for my green card the first day I got there. Like I had to show them like, hey, this is how you hire and someone foreign. So
Yep.
and I know that we get a lot of jobs from the state, from the Pennsylvania state. So I was really worried about
Yeah.
that.
I think you're fine, brother.
Okay, thank you. And one more question. This is just curiosity. This is not my case because I still have a long time to apply citizenship. This is more like something that caught my attention. So I found out that with the whole denaturalization thing, that in the naturalization interview or in the application form, it's like a question called, have you ever committed a crime you were never arrested for? What happens, like, for example, with people like, I don't know, like the small thing. I just gonna tell you something random. Like maybe they did some drugs in college and you never get caught. Like, should they even respond that? Because is that like a thing? I don't do drugs. Just got my attention. Like, the people are even.
So this is the big problem with what's going on with denaturalization. So if and they're going back looking at old applications, but if they can demonstrate that somebody was committing a crime before they naturalized and never disclosed it, then they could take away their citizenship.
Crazy.
That's why that question is on there.
Crazy. No, it got my attention. It's kind of nuts. Not my case though. It just was crazy.
Bye, buddy.
Yeah. Bye.
That's our friend Edwin. See you, buddy. All right, we're gonna go to Luri. Hello, Luri.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can.
Well, I just got my I-485 denied under the EB3 unskilled category.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened before the 180 days had finished. And the letter of denial said that I can apply a motion to reopen within 33 days. And at the end of this 33 days, it's going to be past the 180 days. My question is, can I apply for I-485J associated with the I-290B? Like saying that now I want to do the portability of a job offer.
Let's put that to the side. Let's put that to the side. I don't think we're even going to get there. Talk to me about the position. What was the position?
It was like a position as cleaning, like unskilled for a company.
Right. So why did the 485 get denied?
Because it said that I didn't send enough documents for the request for evidence. The company didn't provide enough to show that it's still operating.
Why did that happen?
Because this process started a long time ago, before COVID. So many things happened. And then in this meantime, the company that was like a third part that was putting both parts together, the sponsor and myself together, they just let the process go, and they didn't care to finish the process. And then this company, the sponsor, over the years, started to lower the operation. And it's not like it was before. It's an old process, but I still got the priority date. And with a new attorney, we got back this I-140. And then I was hoping they answered me after 180 days, and then I would apply to a new company. I would do the portability of job offer, but they answered so quick and we didn't have enough time for that. But if I do the motion to reopen, it's going to be past the 180 days. And I do have a new sponsor for me with a
So,
similar position.
hold on. So when you're talking about 180 days, you're telling me that while the I-130 was on file, you're talking about 180 days like on a visit visa? You came on a visit visa?
I'm sorry, I didn't get your question.
You keep mentioning 180 days, right?
Yeah, to do the portability of the job offer. Since I first applied for the I-485.
What was your status at the time you filed the 485?
F1, student status.
Are you still in valid F1 status?
Yes, I'm still F1.
Okay. And so now you want to port employers, and did you try that in response to the RFE or no?
No, because it was not, the time frame was not completed yet.
The time frame was not completed yet.
Yeah, the 180 days to do the portability.
Okay. Here's what I'll say. I don't think this is going to work. I think we're going to see a ton of more pushback from the Trump administration for adjustments for EB3 people, just like this case. I think these cases are going to become very, very difficult to win, especially when you're talking about a third-party matching company in between the employer and the employee. So I don't think this is going to work.
Okay, so you don't think I should open up, like do a motion to reopen and apply for the portability? Because
you
it's gonna...
I don't think it's going to work.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's going to work.
I had hopes.
I'm sure, but you're in college and you want to get a green card for a cleaning job, which right there, that seems inconsistent. And I think the Trump administration is going to crack down on that big time. And they're definitely going to crack down on these matching companies. I think we got 4 calls this week for EB3 green card interviews, and I think they're all going to get denied. I think we're going to see a spike in denials on these because I think that there have been a lot of companies playing really fast and loose with this for a while, and I think those days are over. I got to go, Lori. Good luck. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
All right, let's go to Writ of Mandamus real quick. Hello. You're on mute, Writ of Mandamus.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. So I was wondering if I could do a lawsuit on VAWA. I placed my I-485 on abeyance, and it has been pending since 2020. And in 2023 of December, I did the VAWA. Is it possible to do a lawsuit on that?
So let's back up. So originally it was a marriage-based case?
Yes.
And did the I-130 ever get approved?
Yes.
Okay, and then you had a 485 pending?
Yes.
Did you say something about abeyance?
Yes, because the abuse that happened, I was planning to leave, but my lawyer said that he can't file a VAWA case, but I could get someone to file a VAWA case. And because the police had to save me and my child and all that stuff. So I was like, okay, let me try this.
I mean, you can definitely email us the stuff that you have and I can look it over. It's too complicated for what you're saying to me right now. Doesn't make a ton of sense. I'd want to look it all over, but it's possible.
Okay, and that's not like 2 years as yet. Isn't that too early, or I'm okay to?
The I-360 has been on file for how long? 2 years?
Not 2 years as yet. In December, it will be 2 years.
Yeah, we usually wait 3 years on VAWAs to sue. So it's
Oh,
probably
okay. Okay. All right. Thank you.
okay. Bye-bye. All right. I'm going to take one more call from Mr. P. Hello, Mr. P.
Hey, Jim.
How you doing?
Hey, doing great. How are you?
Good. What's up?
Yep. Just a quick question. I did an ICE FOIA recently just to see if there's anything. So after I put in the request on the 6th of July, and they replied back on the 9th, mentioning that I need to submit my request in writing and contain my signature, and it should be notarized. Like, I put in a request on their website, so I don't know, what should I do? Like,
Mr. P, I don't know the answer to that because I don't do our ICE FOIAs, but if you email me, I will forward your email to one of my paralegals and ask them to tell you what to do.
To info@hackingimmigration.com. Right?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome, buddy. All right, everybody, that'll do it for today's show. Probably last show of the weekend. I don't know that we'll do another one this weekend, but maybe tomorrow. Who knows what our softball schedule is like? It's crazy here. It's raining and strange times. So with that, I hope you guys all have a great night. Superman was great. Dragonov just asked. Superman was great. I enjoyed it immensely. It was so much fun. I highly recommend everybody go see it. I was just bummed I couldn't find my Superman costume to wear, but we had a great time. Everybody loved it, even Amani. There's a lot of CGI, but other than that, it was great. I hope you all get a chance to see it. I hope you all get to stay cool and that you have a good weekend. Bye, everyone.